interested. Good news. Okay. Okay, good. Everything looks to be going good in terms of bandwidth and whatnot. Let me get my notepad open here since I am going to need it. I need to take some notes. Alright. Okay. Hey, open up. There we go. Okay, we got like a minute or so. Let's test again real quick. Capture. Looks good to me. Zoom. Also looks blurry but good. Alright, it's noon. Time to get started. Well, noon here. So, the plan is to play Snatcher on MSX. Hey, thanks. I don't know how to do a thumbs up emoji. Oh well, whatever. So yeah, basically we are streaming Snatcher this month on actual hardware, which means load times and hopefully not any technical problems, but there will definitely be load times. I'm streaming it, I'm playing it on a CRT monitor right here next to my computer, and capturing it with an upscaler going into my computer, and man, that's about it. Let me turn this music down for my own ears. Let's see, what else is there to say? We can talk about Snatcher a little bit. Snatcher originally came out for NEC's PC-8801, but also the MSX I think it released like a month later. And, oh, I see a problem right now. My chat is kind of pushing over. Well, that's an easy fix. Oh, not as easy as I thought. Okay. Can I just move it? Yeah, there we go. Hey. Great. Great stuff. Okay, so it came out for PC-8801, and then within a month it came out on the MSX. And for whatever reason, the MSX version ended up being kind of the de facto original, even though by most accounts it is kind of like the inferior one in some ways, at least programming-wise. It tends to have a lot of load times and things like that. It's kind of susceptible to various things in terms of just the hardware. And some of those reasons were that the MSX standard really didn't dictate too much hardware was required in the standard. The PC-8801 had 2 floppy drives, so you had a lot of, as a game, you had a lot of assumed benefits there. You know, there was always two disks that could be accessed and read at the same time. The MSX only had 1. In addition, the PC-8801 in later revisions had an FM synth on board, so the Snatcher music on PC-8801 was FM. MSX actually came on 3 floppy disks and a cartridge, and the cartridge offered additional RAM and also a sound chip, Konami's SEC sound chip that they co-developed with Yamaha, and that really makes for my favorite version of Snatcher because the music is just so much better, in my opinion. Totally my opinion, but I love the Snatcher music on MSX, and in general, the SEC chip, I just love the way it sounds. It's like a wavetable synth, and it's used in conjunction with the onboard programmable sound generator on the MSX, and it has a lot of good variety of sound to it, in my opinion. And we'll be hearing a lot of that, and that's kind of one of the purposes of this stream, is to kind of enjoy the music, but also just, it's October, it's spooky month. We're going to enjoy the mystery and horror of this game too. So let's see, what else is there to talk about? So my setup, as you can see on the screen, is that it's a Sony broadcast video monitor. I made a horrible cable from my MSX to it, but it works out pretty good most of the time. And wow, those notification sounds are loud. Thank you for following. It's my fault for having that so loud. I don't even know how to adjust that. But let's see. So I got this horrible homemade cable that I botched out of like 2 different cables, going from the MSX to the video monitor, and then I have the video monitor's loop-through outputs going to an upscaler that has the custom firmware running on a ESP8266, and then we have that going to a cheap VGA to HDMI adapter, which then goes to a HDMI to USB adapter that's also very cheap. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, I'll definitely follow back. Thank you. Um, so that's the setup here. So now you know, and I guess we'll just get into it. I've tried to make the video quality and audio quality as best I can, but there's some cheapness in the middle here. So let's see how it goes. Let me stop the music, and we'll close that. And we will go over to... Okay, here we are. Here I am at the DOS prompt. So... let's get it going. So I kind of had to make my own hard drive install here because when I was originally playing to kind of get prepared for the stream, I got to the part where it needs disk 3, and it just kept freezing whenever it needed disk 3, just every time. So I ended up kind of like digging around and figuring out how this loader for the translated game worked, and did my own dumps of the disks basically, and that seems to work. So hopefully we'll have no technical issues. So just like DOS, although you can kind of see that this is running on a Japanese MSX because of some of the characters here. I'm just going to launch it up right now. Snatcher hard disk loader. Okay, so here we get to choose our frequency and the sound chip and where the sound chip is. And in this case, one of the things we're doing is I'm using an SCC, not an SCC Plus, and it's in a Konami's Salamander cartridge game, which I kind of modified, hacked very poorly to let me use the sound chip without booting the game. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to select that chip. So SCC, not SCC Plus. I know it sounds weird, but so the game originally was for SCC Plus. It came with its own cartridge. So it seems inauthentic to be using SCC, but I don't think it makes too much of a difference, and it's actually more authentic to be using this since it's the actual only real hardware chip and not like a FPGA simulation. So let's pick the right slot here, and let's start the game. There's that great Konami logo. So the translation was done way back in the 90s. So you can kind of consider this one of like the really early fan translations. And hey, welcome. So this is a really early fan translation, and English was not the primary language for this translation and for the translator. So it was in Portuguese, translated to Portuguese first from Japanese, obviously, and then translated to English after that. So for that reason and for other reasons, the translation isn't what we'd consider like perfect by modern standards. We're kind of spoiled, I would say, by like a lot of really great fan translations. But we got to remember this is one of like those early fan translations, and it was just great work at the time, and still is. So let's me play the game. And another thing to mention is that since this is the original Snatcher, more or less, there's no Chapter 3. We've just got Chapter 1 and 2. Some people hated 3. It was something that came up later with the PC Engine and Sega CD versions, kind of like the director's cuts. And some people like that original stuff, And me too. So here we are. The only thing I regret is that you can't see the disk access light, so you know that it's actually doing something, and all these little pauses in the middle. But I guarantee it's loading. I'll keep my eye on it. So let's do new game. And let's register name. What name should we use? I didn't even think about it. Let's use the name Gogurt. Oh, Grobic, that's a good idea. Here we go. Oh no, Dunstan. Yeah, let's do Grobic here. Grobic. It kind of works with the plot and theme of the game. In case anyone, should I talk about the theme, the plot? Basically, it's about like basically Terminators that snatch bodies and replace people, and it all happened because of some other bullshit, but didn't seem quite related. And you know what? I'm doing a terrible job, so we should just play the intro of the game. I would say that's our first reference to another movie, THX 1105. Start your investigation by this name. Yeah, let's do it. I'll shut up while it plays the intro. Once it finally does. The disc light is going crazy right now. Hopefully everything looks and sounds good. Let me know if there's any problems. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, the chat window I actually based on SD Snatcher, which is a whole different Snatcher game for MSX. Yeah, this translation came out like in the 90s. It's pretty good. It's one of those old school translations. This translation is, I would say, not as good as the Sega CD one, but the actual game itself is like the original, so that itself kind of is nice to experience, you know? Yeah, the MSX version sound is just so cool. How often do you hear about a game that comes on floppies that came with its own cartridge with its own sound chip just to do the songs justice, you know? I think that's what one of the reasons I really like this version of the game, and probably why it kind of became the de facto original version, because it just so much care and dedication was put into it. Oh yeah, for sure. There we are, Hideo Kojima. Yeah, you should definitely try it out on the Mister. It should work well. And also, it's just crazy to look how cinematic this is. Even these title cards, back then, it just seemed like such a rarity to treat a game so cinematically with the soundtrack and these title cards and that opening information stuff. It's very much like the movies of the time, which is obviously something that Kojima is known for now, but back then, man, kind of a real big change from what games were normally like, I would say. So very kind of pioneering. Oh yeah, good question. Maybe they just wanted a big font. Yeah, that's another good point. Fake names and nicknames were very common back then in terms of credits. And also they were very much at the end of the game, if anything, you know? And here we are right in the beginning, getting all this. But yeah, some of my favorite MSX music is in this game right here. It just sounds so good. Okay, so here we are. 2042, so it's been like 50 years since that big nuclear catastrophe. Yeah, Ninja Gaiden was another really great cinematic one. I remember as a kid I really appreciated that, and you know, it wasn't very normal. But the kid me had no clue this game existed either. Man, that opening animation of like a hover car just zooming by. Man, so good. So yeah, there's a lot of dead space like this, but it goes by pretty fast. Yeah, that's a good point. He's an older protagonist. I love how it says estimated 31 years old, and that's part of the plot here. A lot of seemingly unrelated, but also potentially related details to this world and the protagonist, which I'll kind of overview once we get into the actual game proper. So here it is asking for disc 2. Now I've kind of created a little uh, quote-unquote hard drive install on my micro SD card here, so let's hope this works. It's just, I just have to hit spacebar here, and I think it'll work. But yeah, once we get into the game proper, I'll kind of do a quick little, the story so far overview, just so we can get a brief reminder, I guess. What's that NEC logo doing there? So yeah, the game came out on 3 floppy disks and a cartridge. The cartridge added RAM and also, of course, this beautiful sound. Okay, we're starting Act 1. So basically there's like 3 main things that happened. There was the thing 50 years ago in the 90s, which was kind of a nuclear disaster slash accident. And the intro kind of went over that, and it was a big horrible thing, killed a lot of people, changed the world for the worst, and then at some point after that, these Snatchers started appearing, and they only appear in the winter, it seems, and they will basically assume someone's identity, and they wear like a fake human skin and look just like them, but inside they're kind of like these Terminator-looking robots kind of things, and no one knows where they come from or why. And then the third thing is that our protagonist and his wife uh, were discovered in suspended animation, frozen basically, in Siberia, and they have amnesia. When they woke up, they had amnesia. They were husband and wife, but they didn't really know each other because of their amnesia. This was all 3 years ago. I think they tried for about 2 years to kind of maintain their relationship. It didn't work out. The husband was in the military, but then he chose to join Junker, which is kind of like cops that hunt snatchers. So this is quite like Blade Runner, as you can see. Um, and so this is his first day of the job, and he's showing up, and that's pretty much where we are. That's the story so far. Um, essentially, the game plays like this, basically through these number commands. That's one thing that separates it from the later versions. Um, let's look at the poster. Yeah, it is a dangerous job. There's not a lot of people who do it. There's dwindling numbers. Um, but as you can see, it's pretty much an adventure game. It's just like ones you might be familiar with. You've got these verbs, and then you've got the subject of the verb. Yeah. One thing that's kind of weird with this translation is the speed of the text changes at random times. I think that has to do with the original code, probably. Oh, I'm saying the same damn thing again. You do end up having to kind of repeat commands a lot, so sometimes I'll repeat them and you'll be like, what the hell is he doing? Yeah, you can pick the name of your protagonist in this one, so we picked that. Grobik. Okay, let's ask. Uh, so yeah, it's worth mentioning this game came from a different era for sure, and some of the subject matter and the way the characters act and things they say probably wouldn't fly these days. But the protagonist is quite a weirdo sometimes. I'll say that. All right, so is she gonna let me in? Yeah, so that's what Junker stands for. Judgment, uninfected, naked, kind, and execute Ranger. Kind of funny. Um, is she gonna let me in or what? Yeah, her mouth is frozen open. It's kind of weird. Um, you gonna let me in, lady? Oh no, I did it again. Let's see, if I hold control, sometimes I can speed it up. Wow, that's very nice of her. Probably sarcastic, though. Are you gonna let me in, lady? Okay, now I'm able to enter. So, a lot of this game, you can't proceed until you've kind of done enough information gathering or actions, and that will kind of be the main theme here. There are action scenes, there are action parts, and you can absolutely die and get a game over, and you have to reset the whole computer if you do. Um, but for the most part, it's really just you're a detective, more or less, and you're collecting information so that you can, proceed in your investigations. So a lot of what happens is just kind of poking around until you can get to the next story part. So let's do that. All right, let's get a tour and meet our coworkers. Hey, hey. There is music, there's no voice, but the music is not all the time. Okay, let's go to the chief first. Basically, when there is music, it means something's going down. Something important. Yeah, there's some kind of cool atmospheric ambient noise sometimes. I'm gonna try to hold control as much as possible during these scenes to try to speed up the text. It doesn't always work. Basically, if you hold control in this kind of translation loader version of the game, you can sometimes speed it up, but it's not perfect. So basically, they're talking about the protagonist's history here, how he had a wife, and amnesia, he had military training. Yeah, there's a... Yeah, the music, you'll see, it kicks in when it needs to kick in, and it's damn good when it does. So I have to talk to the chief because I need my gun, my badge, you know, the usual shit, right? So we have to talk to the chief about various things to kind of get through that. So the Snatchers appeared when our leading couple did 3 years ago. Okay. Okay. Oops. No, I don't want you to repeat again. I pressed the wrong button. Okay, Gaudi is the name of the computer of the Junkers, and it's actually very important in this game, and you will be returning to it a lot if you need more information or need clues. So let's, we're not doing that yet. We need to go through these first. We'll get there eventually. Yeah, he partially got his name from Chrono Cross, but there was another game that uses the name. I forget what it is right now. So this is going over the rules and responsibilities, and they actually do come into play. So you have to, your job is to eliminate Snatchers, but you can never harm people, even if it's necessary to eliminate a Snatcher. You can never physically investigate or restrain somebody without irrefutable evidence that the subject is a Snatcher. Like, you need a warrant, basically. And that these come into play in gameplay, so it's good to kind of learn these rules. And yes, there are bounty hunters. They're civilians. They get hired and paid money to help. And he's just telling you about, you get a blaster gun and your navigator. Yeah, you can't shoot through somebody even if there's a Snatcher behind them. Not allowed, strictly. It would make things a lot easier, but absolutely not allowed. Never ever forget Rule 2. Breaking Rule 2 means stripping of your junker right. Right, okay. I won't forget. So I asked, did I ask privilege and whatever? Let me just see if I can skip. Let's do staff. Yeah, so just like Blade Runner, these guys are called runners, the ones that are actually out doing field work. Um, Yep. A lot of people will see Snatcher and say, "Oh, it's just like a weird amalgamation of like Terminator and Blade Runner," but it ends up being its own thing for sure. Like the more you kind of dive into the plot, it's kind of more than just copying from its influences. It's just kind of using them as a way to tell a story. Random Hajile, he is gonna come into play. Uh, yes, there was a version of this on Saturn. I think it kind of went PC 8801 and MSX were the first version. Um, and then one was made for PC Engine CD-ROM, and that was kind of like a director's cut. It adds the third chapter, it adds a few remixes to the plot, and then they used that as the basis for the Sega CD version. And then that was used as the basis for Saturn, PlayStation, and I think that's it. I think those are all the versions. All right, so let's see what else I need to ask about. I feel like I might have to ask about the duty because I forgot. So let's do that. Okay, so now I asked for enough information. He's giving me my Junker card. All right. Is there anything I can take? No. Take it as joke. Yeah, it's kind of lost in translation maybe. But there's these little weird options sometimes. So let me try and see what this means. I don't think it's worth taking. Okay, so let's exit. I don't think I get the blaster from this guy, so yeah, the only official English release was the Sega CD one, and it is a great one. It has a great localization with voices, but this MSX one, the music especially, kind of makes it my favorite version. Also, a lot of people didn't really like that Act 3 they added, so we'll let people make their own minds about this. Let's go to engineering. There's some music coming up that might be familiar to some people. No spoilers, though. So here we are in engineering. Well, if Harry's not here, let's exit, because I need to get my gun and my navigator. Yeah, he's got the Marilyn Monroe poster back there. Which doesn't make a lot of sense. It's like 2042 right now. Imagine having such an old picture. Alright, so Harry's not there, so let's go to the detective office. Yeah, I think they did use Madonna in like Sega CD Onward. That's one of the little remixes they did. An interesting thing is that if you try to find like a walkthrough or a guide for this game right now, in English, you're gonna find one for the latter versions, not this version. And they did remix enough things to make that kind of annoying. So I played through Act 1 before I even, like this past week, just to make sure I knew all the differences because I wanted to make sure I could get through it. And There's quite a few differences, more than I thought, more than you'd expect, for sure. Um, all right, so this is the detective's office. Nothing really going on here, so let's go to the next areas. I guarantee I'm going to forget some details, though, like why is Harry not in his office, in the engineer office? I don't know. Maybe I have to go to these other rooms for a bit. Let's find out. Let's go to the computer. Now, here's the first time I will take some notes. I'm going to save us all some time by checking some things out that I know we will need later. And you might see what I'm checking out and say to yourself, why would he ever need to know this stuff? Don't worry about that. Yeah, I'm going to go to the shooting range next. Hopefully they will let me shoot. Okay. Computer around Mika boobs. I don't think it's a good idea to ask about boobs. That seems a little rude. Yeah, you have to take notes in this game. You're gonna have a real hard time if you don't, and you will play for a very long time as well. He's definitely a weird perv, and it's funny because he does have a wife, and yes, they're separated, but come on, dude. Yeah, absolutely. Right, so we want to use the computer, but I think we have to ask her first. Right, so now I can use it, which I want to do because I need to do some things. So there's a few things I have to look up that will become important fairly soon in the next couple of scenes, and you know, originally you wouldn't know that, and so you'd have to come back here and do it, and I'm trying to save us some time. Yeah, Gouty is a funny name for a computer. I think in the localized one, they named him Jordan. Or her, I should say. It's a her. It's a mother computer. Which might remind you of the movie Alien. Alright, so let's look up personnel files. Okay. The first person we're going to look up is Gibson. So hopefully it's just Gibson that I type. Yeah, the keyboard entry is very weird in this version. I don't know if it's because of the translation or the original. It's very like timing based. Hard to explain. Yeah, I don't know how Gouty turned into Jordan, but there's quite a few names that were changed. Alright. So, first note, he's got a daughter named Catherine, and his age is 55. I'm taking those both down. Age of Gibson, 55. Now, let's keep asking. His daughter is named Katrina in the localized one, but it's Catherine here, I guess. I'm not really typing this slow, I'm just trying to make it actually read the keys. Catherine Gibson. His only daughter, she's 14. Popular model in holographic sign ads. Those are her body measurements, and yes, I do have to write those down. They come into play. Alright, so 81, 58, 83 in centimeters. Yeah, 14, that's a change they made, and you can probably guess why. 14 is not a great age for some of the things in this game. So they changed that when localizing it, or maybe just in general. Okay, so I think I have to look up one more thing here, and that would be history. Oh, maybe not. Oops. Well, let's just... I don't think I can back out, so let's just do World War III. Let's see if I hold control, will it go faster? Yes. Great, not too useful. Personal file. Alright, so now I'm typing. Napoleon. I'm trying to. You probably wonder what Napoleon has to do with this game. Not much. But I still need to do it. What sucks is that the part that asks me about this is kind of poorly translated, so we might hit some roadblocks there. Okay, end of revolution slogan. Let me write that down. End of revolution, 100-day reign. Hopefully that's enough, because that sucks. Okay, that's it. We're done with this computer, so let's get out of here. Yeah. It ends up being very cyberpunk. You end up using computers a couple of times, but using your blaster, that's the fun stuff. It's weird that there's actually action parts in this game, but they kind of cool. Okay, let's leave. So I could go to the shooting range and do some practice, which probably would be good for a new player, but I think I'm going to skip it. I want to go to engineering again and see if Harry's back. Because he'll give me my gun and something else very cool. Damn it. He must be drinking somewhere like other times. Maybe? Maybe I have to ask about him or something. Let's ask about Harry. Hey, welcome. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Mega CD version too. It's great. It's probably the most high production value one, give or take. Although I really want to play the PC Engine one as well. Alright, let's exit. I guess maybe we do have to go shooting. I may be wrong, but I think there's versions of the game where you can use like a light gun for the shooting parts. But obviously not this one. Yeah, that's great they included it on that PC Engine Mini. That's so cool. And I hope maybe that leads to maybe somebody wanting to translate it, you know? How cool would that be? Okay, that's actually really cool. I could play the Light Gun Sega CD version on my Mr. FPGA with my CRT TV here, which would be pretty cool. But let's do a practice. Whatever. Let's try it out. You haven't received your blaster, have you? Let's see here quick. Okay, well, I guess I can't practice right now. Anyhow, so if you know what, I'll describe the controls later. We'll get to that. Let's see if Harry's back yet. He better be. There's all these little details I don't remember, so you just kind of end up kind of walking around looking at things until the next plot point decides it's okay to go with. Okay. So yeah, there's quite a bit of loading time, as you can see. Hey, there he is. There's a guy. Haven't we met before? Interesting. Let me ask about my blaster. Oh boy, don't be irritated, I have one already. I'm not irritated, dude. Hey, there it is. Hey, thanks for following. Oh, that's too bad. I'm assuming a MSX light gun would have worked. There's definitely controller ports on this thing, which I'm not using right now because I don't think this game supports it, but... Okay, so I got my blaster, which is great news. Gonna need it very soon. You know what? Let me see if my zoom in thing works here. Hey, there we go. That clears chat though. That's annoying. I wonder if there's a way to make the chat not... Yeah, there we go. Shut down source when not visible. Alright, let's try something here. Boop. Boop. No, it still clears. Whatever. Okay, so... Basically he's telling you how badass your gun is. Yes, it's badass. We know. Right, so let's ask about my navigator. That's the other important thing for a junker to have. My navigator. And there's going to be some music coming up, some potentially familiar music. Metal Gear. Metal Gear? Yeah, seriously, how cool would it have been if we had been playing this back in the 80s? 89, 88, I don't remember. But yeah, this is a super cool rendition of the Metal Gear song. Metal Gear got its start on MSX as well. So Metal Gear is a helpful little guy. He does a lot of things for you, and he will also let me save my game, which is lovely because I'm definitely going to want to be saving my game soon. Yep, Theme of Terra. Taken from that Metal Gear which threw the world into a vortex of fear in the end of the 20th century. So, this is Metal Gear canon, this game. Yep. So that's it. We got our stuff. I don't even have to ask about this stuff, I don't think. But let's just do it. Yep, in Ground Zeroes there's the Snatcher mission, which is really cool. And it had a lot of the Snatcher music in it, and of course they used the MSX version's music. Metal Gear Online ends up using Snatcher music as well, and it's also from the MSX version. And without spoiling too much about Metal Gear Solid 5, the ending of it features MSX that's very similar to the one my hands are on right now that you're watching. So that's pretty cool. So it all loops back. So he's telling me how to save. Metal Gear also acts as like your video phone, and he can be a light, like a China flashlight, basically. Okay, so yeah, that's actually I do not know how Rising would tie into this. Any of those games. Probably I don't know. Yeah, that's another good point. The little Metal Gear guy shows up in Metal Gear Solid 4. And that's a Mark II. This is a Mark II. So in theory, it's the same little baby Metal Gear. They look pretty similar too. The little that one in Metal Gear Solid 4 has a few different details. Okay. Oh, I already did this. Crap. This is my biggest sin in this game, is accidentally doing the same thing twice when I didn't mean to. Let's look at the wall. Let's ask about the blaster again. What? Get used to it. Anything starts that way. Don't really know what you mean, buddy. Oh, interesting. I didn't know it was in Gradius Rebirth. That's really cool. Those Rebirth games on Wii, I want to play all of them, but I do not have a Wii. I really want to play Castlevania Adventure Rebirth for sure. Okay, no, that's my memory. Return it. Let's try taking things. Piss him off. Unhurt fan. Not this one. You can't have it. Let's take his hat. This is my trademark. You can never take it. Harry's head is thinning. Okay. Let's check out his photo. My only memory, the photo when I was a child. His only memory? I wonder if he has amnesia too. Movie actress from late 20th century. Boy, do you know her? You've got good taste for a young man. Is he a young man, though? If he was found frozen? Who knows? Alright. Looks like it was cut out from another picture. Mmm. I looked like that once. Yeah, that's a really good point. The light gun was basically, you already had it. The Wiimote was your light gun. So, even our protagonist thinks that he's seen Harry before. And Harry thinks he's seen the protagonist before, too. Interesting. What's that sound? Oh. Getting a call. Yeah. Hey, there's that guy. He's got a big forehead. Dude, you're lucky I started today. You wouldn't have had backup before this. It's a 5 head, alright. Oh man, that would be cool. This is my favorite music in the game, maybe. And in general, kind of. This is a great song. I'm just gonna let this song play for a bit if you guys don't mind. I'll save and stuff like that while we're waiting. Oops, the song's gonna die while I save, but it'll come back. I really love this version of this song. It's my favorite for sure. There's like there's two songs in this game that are probably some of my favorite video game music of all time. And this is one of the two. So yeah, this is one of the big reasons I got and hacked that Salamander cart so I could use like the actual, as authentic as possible music for this. The flash cart I have for the MSX has an FPGA implementation of this sound chip, but I wanted it as real as I could possibly get it, so I did a horrible job hacking a poor Salamander cartridge. Okay, let's get on. Let's do this. Man, what a good song. Every time I hear it, it's so good. Oh, man. So off we go. With a lot of loading times in between. And probably a disk swap. We are going to the factory. And here's another great song. That song is so good. That's the theme of Snatcher, and it's so damn good. But even that scene of the guy's monologue just now, just kind of talking about what's going on, it's very cinematic, and it's not the kind of thing you're used to seeing in 1988 or 89, in video games at least. All right, let's get out. And yeah, if you tried to go to your home right now, they'd probably be like, "You asshole." Metal Gear ends up kind of being like your conscience and also kind of like your little rule enforcing companion. He won't let you do too many stupid things. But there's a lot of funny interactions that happen if you try to do bad stuff. And now we have some nice kind of atmospheric sounds along with some background music. It's kind of nice. Okay, so Metal Gear detected motion and a scream. So he is going to kind of explain in sectors. They're like these little robot friends of the Snatchers. Just like you have a robot friend, they do too. And they end up acting like kind of motion detectors and sensors for the Snatchers to kind of see if they're going to be compromised, I guess. Yeah, so I can be shot by them, and I will be shot by them pretty soon. But we better go save Gibson. Yeah. Alright, so I looked around enough. Let's go forward here. Little John! Poor little John. Oh no. Poor guy. Let's get a zoom in on little John. He even has his little name tag. Poor guy. I bet Metal Gear is very sad. It's his little buddy. What the carnage. It's a real mess. Metal Gear just yoinked his SD card. Okay, so we got the memory. We can't really do much for Little John right now, so let's keep going. Okay, anything to check here? I don't really think so. Then let's go forward. Hmm. Yeah, his neck is a little more than snapped, I would say. I agree, it is a real mess. This blaster is squashed flat. Holy shit. It's still warm. Okay, let's keep checking. So yeah, this is the gameplay here. We're basically doing a real investigation. Alright, let's check his clothes. The key. Check the clothes one more time to be safe. Paper. Check the corpse again. Residue. Oh yeah, we'll look at the paper again. Oh, that's kind of quick. Sorry. Okay. So basically I'm just making sure I got everything here. Nice. Okay, so we got some information. It's a Snatcher, silver hair, curly, European style. We even got his blood type. We have some more things to check still. I checked the hair. Let's check the tissue now. Yep. Kept a cool blue head, that's for sure. So yeah, Metal Gear is pretty handy. Lets me do these kind of things. Alright, so this skin sample is female. Artificial. Caucasian. So that means we've got two Snatchers here. A man and a woman. It's kind of scary. Okay, let's check the gun. Let's check that residue. So this is residue found in his stomach, and he had an ulcer. This is something else that was changed in the later versions, and or the localization, but let's see where this goes. You'll see what I mean soon enough. Oh yeah, the headless part they removed or changed. But yeah, the contents of his stomach, they also changed. Alright, so it's been 3 hours since he ate with this food, whatever this food is. Kryptonite. What? Whale meat. So our boy Gibson, with the very big forehead, ate some whale 3 hours ago. How is this applicable? We'll find out. Alright, let's check the key. We already checked the papers, so let's take this stuff. Oh, did you see that? Yep, it's buffalo meat in the English version. Probably a good change. Alright. Someone just ran by that doorway. But I want to make sure I took everything. Alright, so here's an untranslated part. But basically it says, I examined it here. I forget. I think he says basically Metal Gear took it and the result of the... Whatever. Who knows? It's Portuguese. He's gonna say that about everything, I bet. So let's just do it anyway, though. Or like, I've taken a sample, we don't need to take it, or something like that. The residue as well, I'm sure. Yeah, same. Right. So let's listen. But we just totally saw somebody run by that door there. Let's go. Yeah, this was translated from Japanese to Portuguese and then English, so there's a couple of things they forgot, apparently. Alright, so here's Metal Gear telling you, breaking the fourth wall to turn your volume up. And it actually makes things quieter in the game so that you'll do it. This is Kojima's way of making sure you can hear everything. But yeah, if things sound quieter right now, that's why. He's making you turn the volume up. Sounds coming from Little John. Yeah, he really wants you to turn your volume up. No, I wanted to. I know someone did a translation of that radio drama, but I haven't listened to it. It's a time bomb. So hopefully Metal Gear will tell me to save right now, because I'm going to, because, yeah, we're in a dangerous situation. Wasn't it, Akira Yamaoka who did that radio drama version, or somebody kind of also popular? I forget who. Ah, Suda51. That's it. Yep. Uh-oh, he didn't tell me to save. Oh no, I got hit. No! Stop! Don't hit me. This is tough. Oh, I got shot twice. Holy shit. He didn't warn me to save. I should have saved. Right, so I'll kind of tell you a little bit about the controls. So you hold down Shift to bring up that grid that you saw, and and then you use your numpad to play. All right, I'm gonna pause it, even though it says not to do this. Okay, so I just did a hardware pause, so we have some time to talk here. Um, so you're supposed to use the numpad, and what happens is when you hold down Shift, you draw your gun, and that divides the screen into a grid of 9 areas to shoot at. And just like the numpad has 9 keys. However, the numpad on the MSX is kind of confusing to what I'm used to, because 7, 8, 9 are your top row. It looks like this. So my hands they feel like they want to be a little lower. So I keep forgetting that the top row is like 1 row up that I'm used to, which makes it a little hard. And I'm going to use that as an excuse as to why I got shot twice just now. One more shot would have killed me. Um, but it's definitely very action and reflexy. Like, you can get shot, you can shoot, and timing is everything. And it actually works pretty smoothly for this kind of a game. It's kind of impressive in ways, certain ways, but whatever. I survived. That's what's important, right? So I'm letting my health recharge a little bit here, even though he says like we have to hurry. Okay, fine, whatever. Let's exit. So Metal Gear says he can't move. I think he's just emotional. Yeah, it was interesting to kind of inject some action into what's obviously. And there we go. So look at that. They're basically making fun of you for turning your volume up now, even though they told you to do it 1,000 times. Amazing. Kojima. So that was our first little investigation and action scene, and we survived, luckily. Guess I got a promotion. Okay, so check the detective room, and then his own home. Okay, so now we know where he lives. Yep, there's a clue. Okay, good call. Let's see if I can save here. Sometimes it won't let you save in certain places. This is one of those places. Okay. Let's go to the detective room. Actually, let's go to engineering. So your coworkers are pretty sad, obviously. Except maybe for the chief. Gibson the dude. So we gave Little John's memory card to him. Let's look at that brandy. Napoleon. So that's an old brandy, and we know that Gibson kind of likes old stuff. That's kind of his style. He has old keys and he does stuff. Okay, I'll drink with you, buddy. Let me have a sip then. Gulp, gulp. Okay, let's check that brandy bottle. Isn't it strange? I remember Harry only drank Japanese sake. Brandy? The label has numbers written on. Alright, so here's another place to take notes. 395644. 1 second. 395644. Okay. Yeah, let's take another sip. Some classic stuff. Okay. Wow, he doesn't really want to talk. He just wants to drink. Okay, fine, let's drink. Gulp, gulp. Okay. No more drinking. Yeah, can't get drunk right now. Let's go to the detective office. We gotta do some investigating here. We gotta figure out what Gibson knew. What got him killed. I seem to recall there's a lot of searching around here. No, you didn't miss much. Basically, everybody was crying and drunk because Gibson died. And that's about it. So let's look at the desk. His desk. He has an antique desk. All his stuff is old. He's into like old 20th century stuff. Okay, so look at that sheet. A guy always appears in the store on Thursdays. The guy I saw in Black Market. Can I take that note? Oh, it's that damn Portuguese error again. Let's look at the desk itself again. Sort of, yeah. Like you can't get too tanked with the guy, but you have to kind of be polite. So you do kind of have a limited amount of things you can do, and then also Harry himself will get too drunk to respond soon enough. So it's really just a matter of making sure he gets that memory before you both get too tanked, and also obviously looking at that bottle, which is very important to get that number on it. So yeah, that's kind of, you need to do that before he's fucked up. Okay, let's check the desk. Oops, wrong button. Well, whatever. He's gonna yell at me about. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Leave me alone. A drawer is attached to it. Let's check that drawer. It's locked. So we know it's antique and it's locked. So we have that old key that Gibson had. So let's use that. I love how there's two use options here. I'm assuming bad translation. So let's use that key. The capsule and a disc are in the drawer. Police Knots, I'm not sure. I haven't played it that much. I know I have the PS1 version of it somewhere. Okay. Alright, so there's a capsule. And there's a floppy disk. Let's check that floppy. Oh, interesting. It's got a cursor. I know it was made much later, so probably for more modern stuff. A 5.25-inch disc. That is very ancient. So again, Gibson has all this old stuff. He's just a old school kind of guy. Let's check that capsule. Old school for life. Alright, so this is also medication. But he ate whale meat. Alright, so let's take that stuff, unless it yells at me. In Portuguese. Hey, it's letting me do it. That's great news. The capsule. No, he doesn't want to take the capsule. Okay, fine, dude. How you doing, Instagram? It's your boy, Big Time Gibson. Alright, let's take a look at the locker. Let's check that locker. Hey, open it up. Let's look at his coat. So it's kind of funny right now, when I was playing this last week, I couldn't proceed past here because the receptionist, Mika, was still crying. And she kept crying until I did enough investigation here in this room. Doesn't make any sense. It's adventure game logic, but this is their way of making sure you get everything. Okay, we got a chess piece. Let's check again. Let's check that coat one more time. You never know. I know I already checked it. I checked it again, okay? Let's take a look at that chess piece. What I really like is that all these layering of clues, and the clues themselves don't make sense when you get them. But if you're smart later on, when the context is presented, you remember about that clue and you say, oh yeah, I think I might actually have something about this. And it's I don't know, I kind of like it. It's like some kind of smart design, but it makes you feel smart when you figure it out. Basically, it makes you feel like you're a detective. All right, let's check that piece. Like right now, all these things I'm getting make no sense at all. But when they do make sense, it feels pretty good. Yeah, I do too. Alright, so let's take that piece. Now, is there anything else to check here? I'm really paranoid, I'll be honest, because I was stuck here before. Oh, here we go. Gibson's handwriting with a date. It's 2 days before he died. Let's take a look at my items. Let's check that paper from his pocket from earlier. Maybe I have to look at it. Okay, so that was that was 2 important clues right there. Let me look at it again, but I'm going to zoom in and see if it will help you guys. All right, so look at the... Oh, no, I'm doing the wrong thing. Oops. Let's just look at the sheet again. So let's go back. Yeah. We already saw this. Let's speed it up. Alright, so item, look, and paper. Let's look at this paper again. So look carefully at everything about it and also what it says, which is find home. Right, so it says find home and then it has an exclamation point, but the style of the exclamation point, did it remind you of anything at all? Let's look one more time. Because this is kind of one of those brilliant clues that make sense later, but right now it does not make sense. Alright, we're gonna look at it one more time. Yeah, it was kind of written in outline. Would you say it was like a circle and a slot? And what has a circle and a slot? A circle and a slot is like an exclamation point and outline, but a floppy disk also has a circle and a slot. Something to remember. Okay, yeah, there's some pretty cool little adventure game clues in here. It's nice. I like it. All right, I think we've checked everything out here. So let's go. Actually, let's see if I can save in here because I need to save. Right, so imagine the shape of an exclamation point. It's like a line with a dot at the bottom, right? Now, if you were to draw it in outline, and say you kind of did it in a rounded outline, you would draw kind of like a rounded slot with a circle at the bottom, right? And then now imagine what a 5 1/4 inch floppy drive or floppy disk looks like. It has a circle at the bottom and a slot or a rounded, kind of like a rounded rectangle above it. Okay, let me save. I'm saving in save B here because save A is my other game where I kind of play ahead. Yeah, it is good. I feel like, man, Kojima, you should have kept making adventure games, kind of. Not that he shouldn't have made his other games. I think they're all great, but damn. Okay, now Let's try going to reception and see if Mika's done crying. If she is, that's really good, because we can proceed. Yeah, at the time you could look at a floppy disk. Oh no, she's still crying. Fuck. Well, okay, so here's something a little ironic and a little peculiar. The PC 8801, which is kind of like their lead system, lead console for this, like their target platform, that used 5 1/4 inch discs, and it used them long into the point where 3.5 inch floppies were more popular. The MSX, however, used the smaller ones. They used 3.5. So it makes less sense on MSX, but I still think that people probably would have been pretty familiar with the 5 1/4 ones at the time. All right, so I still have things to check. But yeah, I think you're totally right in terms of the logic there. Like the PC 8801, that's probably what he thought about when he designed that puzzle. And it makes a lot less sense on the poor MSX, but that's okay. All right, let's ask about. Let's just go through them all again. Okay, fine, dude. You don't have to yell. There's no need. Let's ask about whale cuisine. Let's ask again. Okay, so that's kind of a clue. Basically saying that eating whale is rare now, and it would have to be licensed, and they don't really do that. So in theory, if you wanted to get whale meat, you'd have to go somewhere underground. Okay, so that was kind of quick there, but he said solve the mystery of find home and look for a store that serves whale cuisine. Let me just do that again one more time. It's too bad it clears the screen when it does that. Yeah, so whale meat isn't quite legal anymore. I think, that was kind of, they knew that was happening back in the 80s when they were making this, I think. Japan was kind of a holdout when it came to eating whale. And that was a big thing in the 80s. So he kind of threw that in, assuming that it would become illegal, which it did. And so it kind of became a plot point. All right, am I done asking this guy stuff? Let's ask about whale cuisine one more time. Yeah, black market whale meat. And he had an ulcer, so he should not have been eating it. Well, here's what I'll say about the buffalo localization. Here in America, at least, we do have buffalo farms and things like that, but it's pretty rare to get buffalo meat. You could get buffalo meat, but it would be a very unique and rare place that would have it. So in that regard, it kind of makes sense. Like, okay, I need to find a restaurant that has whale meat, or buffalo meat. So that kind of makes sense. And I assume it would probably be pretty rare in Japan too, in Neo Kobe City. All right, let's try reception again. But yeah, there could have been, a touchier thing in the 90s that they were like, let's not bother with whale meat anymore. Or maybe the context was lost. Yes, she's smiling. Hell yes. No more crying. I'm so happy. All right, so let's talk to her now that she's not crying. He grasped the Snatcher's ends. Okay, let's ask her about whale cuisine. Yeah, there was no Save the Buffalo. Although, if you want to be super technical, we did have a bison buffalo near extinction problem, but that was back in like the Wild West days. We went crazy killing buffalo. We had like piles of buffalo bones everywhere and stuff. Maybe that's why they picked it. Who knows? Uh, let's ask about whale cuisine one more time. Napoleon might know one. Alright. Who the hell's Napoleon? Remember, we saw Napoleon on that bottle of brandy along with a number. So does that mean that Harry, who's reminiscing about his lost buddy Gibson, took Gibson's brandy because Harry himself usually drinks sake, and brandy's an older, and this is an older 20th century bottle that says Napoleon on it with a number. So did Harry take Gibson's bottle to kind of drink and think about his old buddy? And if so, could that be a clue? And who the fuck is Napoleon? So Gibson had an informant named Napoleon. Huh. You know, something else I just thought we should do. Let's go to the computer. We should look up our protagonist's wife. And her name is Jamie. Okay, use Gaudi. Because I'll be honest with you, I forget how you get Jamie's phone number. And I think it's probably from the computer. Oops. Let's try her last name. Or what if we did like... Well, whatever. Let's just try this for now. Oops. Can't do spaces, so let's try this. I do not remember how you get her number. Yeah, the nice 80s computer sound. Alright. I do not remember how you get Jamie's number. Oh, I remember now. Never mind. Okay. No problem. So, there's a few places we can go. Yeah, I tried Jamie actually, it didn't work. And it was totally my fault. I'm being stupid. So, let's... No, I don't want to do that. No, never mind. Let's do, let's do Mika since we're here. Okay, great stuff. But we're done. So we have a few places we can go now. And if we make a phone call, we have another place. But let's just go to some other places right now. I know that was a very confusing sentence, and I'm sorry. Let's go to reception. I'm probably going to wind things down shortly because there's some more actiony stuff coming up, but there's a few more things we can do to get some information right now, so we may as well. So we can go to Gibson's home, or my home, and let's go to my home for now. Wow, don't make fun of my place. Great sound effects. Wow. That feels very passive-aggressive, Metal Gear. Now there's Jamie. Let's check that photo. Okay, so that's her phone number, and I'm going to write that down. But if that's what video phone numbers are like, then that reminds me a lot of the number that was next to the name Napoleon on the brandy bottle. So makes me think that we could call Napoleon on the video phone. So great clue. But let's go to the bathroom. But yeah, that's where you get Jamie's phone number. I can't believe I forgot that. I am not a pro gamer. Oh, did I press exit? I didn't mean to. Well, all you can really do is go to the bathroom and shave your face and look in the mirror and things like that. Not a huge deal. Now, let's use Metal Gear. Let's call Jamie. Video phone. Her number is 393444. Really? Do I need loading right here? I'm just going to type a number. Come on. There we go. Whoa, I'm losing tons of frames right now. I wonder what happened to my stream. Oh well. Come on, pick up. Yeah, this is definitely a game where taking notes comes in handy. Hey, there she is. Hey, thanks for the follow. So here's a bit of a clue. Snatchers only snatch VIPs, don't they? I miss your pashketti specialty though. Oh man. Oh boy. Pashketti. So she works at Kobe Pharmaceutical. She feels like she was doing this sort of work a long time before. Interesting. neither of them have their memories. And you can try to ask her out, but I don't think it's gonna go well. Well, these are our choices. Let's try the zoo. A unicorn baby? If I was a Snatcher, can you kill me? Oh, off she goes, after asking if I could kill her if she was a Snatcher. Interesting. Alright, but now we have a little bit of information here. We should call Napoleon. And let me look at my notes here. His number is 395644. Yeah, in fact, I didn't get a chance to ask her about going to the zoo last time. Let's call Napoleon. This is potentially going to be annoying. We have to answer his riddles. And the translation for some of them is bad. Okay, of revolution. I think they mean revolution. I ended up writing end of revolution in my notes, so let's try that. Yes, it worked. Alright, come to Altamira Square in EXG District. See you there. Alright. Alright, so we're done there. And I'm going to go to a new place, but I'm not going to do anything. And we'll kind of just get our bearings. And then that'll probably be it for the stream. It's been a good, like, 2.5 hours. Not bad. But don't worry. My aim is to beat the game this month in October. And if that means doubling up on the weekend or something, that's what I'll do. But as it stands right now, the next time I stream will be next Saturday. Same time, same everything. And I'll tell you then if I plan to also stream Sunday or maybe stream a little bit longer on Saturday. Who knows? But I want to get through Act 1 definitely by next weekend. And we definitely will. There's a lot of action coming up. It's going to get crazy. It's going to get very crazy. You're going to see a lot of wild shit. But yeah, same Snatch time, same Snatch channel. But before I save the game and quit, we're gonna go to one more location. But yeah, if you keep tuning in, we're gonna play this game all the way to the end of Act 2, which is the end of this version of the game. So we're gonna solve as much mystery as possible here. But for very sure, next Saturday, we are going to finish Act 1. And it's going to be a really crazy stream, honestly. Like a lot of this was establishing, kind of introducing the characters and the gameplay. But holy crap, next Saturday is going to be wild. But yeah, let's go to Gibson's house real quick, just to see the outside of it. And that's where I'll save. But yeah, I would call this like maybe the first half of Act 1, maybe a little more than that. We'll definitely finish it next week, and things are gonna get crazy. Alright, let's exit. We're gonna end on this picture of a house at night, basically. But yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. And if you're interested in seeing the rest of this game play out, keep tuning in. There will be more. I'll try to stick to a good schedule of Saturday at the exact same time. Alright, let's use Metal Gear and save. Save B. Yeah, his house is old school too. Okay, well, thanks again everybody for watching. Feel free to subscribe if you want to get a notification when I stream next time. But otherwise, it's going to be the same time, noon Pacific Daylight Time, Saturday, and that's GMT -7. Thanks a lot, and I hope you are enjoying this mystery and cool music of this kind of spooky game for October. And thanks again.